And we're back! Today is the day. It is the Europa League final, and this is my entirely biased prediction for Manchester United against Tottenham. You want any proof of that? I've actually switched the badges round and made it Man United Tottenham rather than Tottenham Man United. If you want to see my genuine prediction, that video is available at the top of your screen right now. But this is my absolute honest thoughts as a Manchester United fan that is desperate for us to win this match. But you can still drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, because we're going to have a full post-match reaction to whatever happens at the end of this game tonight. But this is my thoughts as a Manchester United fan going into this match. We have to win. We simply cannot afford to not win this football match. It would be an utter disaster. This is the most important game in my living memory in the history of Manchester United. And I mean most important. There have been bigger matches, of course, the games to win the treble and other major trophies we've won over the course of the last 30 years. But in terms of actual importance, this is up with the FA Cup final that Sir Alex Ferguson won to save his job. Like, this is the sort of standard and calibre of importance we have to put on this match. Obviously, at the time, we didn't know how important Ferguson not losing his job was going to be. So, if anything, that makes this game even more important, because the success that we had off the back of that FA Cup final win propelled us to another stratosphere, which has made us the most dominant club in England over the course of the 90s and the noughties. But this game right here, we don't know what will happen if we win. But we damn well sure know what happens if we lose. And that is, we get set back another who knows how many years, to the extent that we might not ever come back from not winning this match. Winning this match gives us a chance of getting back to where we want to be. Losing this match means we may never get back to where we want to be. For Spurs, it's possibly the same sort of situation as like what I spoke about with the Ferguson situation. For Spurs, they can lose this match and it's been a bad season, but they'll bounce back. For Spurs, if they win, it gets them in Europe. It may keep Ange his job and give them a platform, because I do think Spurs have a very good squad at the moment. And I think a win here to get them into Europe and to win a trophy could give them the platform to propel themselves up to another level. I'm not saying it will. Again, we don't know if it will or it won't, but that's what's on the line for Spurs. For United, their very existence as what they're supposed to represent as a football club is on the line. So that is why I'm going into this game absolutely terrified of losing this match. There is so much more pressure on the Manchester United players than there are on the Spurs players, in my opinion. But I also think that we should be winning this match. And I know what people are going to say, myself included on my other video. Spurs have won all 3 games against Manchester United this season. Let's dig a little bit deeper into that, shall we? We lost 3-0 at Old Trafford. We had 10 men from the first half when Bruno was wrongfully sent off for the tackle on James Maddison that was overturned, which gave United no chance of getting back into the game. We lost 4-3 in the Carabao Cup. However, we played our reserves and there was a clear foul on Bayindir from the direct corner goal from Son, which should never have counted. Therefore, we shouldn't have lost that game. And then we lost 1-0 away to Spurs in the league, which, okay, that's probably the only one you can't really dig too deep into. But it wasn't the worst performance from us. And to be honest, Spurs weren't that great either. It was just a poor game all round. So actually, the 3 games that we've lost to Spurs this year aren't as bad as what people are making out to be. Secondly, we have so much more experience in these sort of situations. This is our 3rd Europa League final, let's not forget, in the space of the last 9 years. We won one and we lost the other on penalties. We have that experience. We've also been in 3 major finals in the last 2 years. We won in the Carabao Cup 2 years ago. We lost in the FA Cup final. And last year we won the FA Cup final. So we've got experience of winning major competitions over the last couple of years as well. Whereas Spurs, they lose finals. It's what Tottenham do. They've not won a trophy since 2008. The pressure is going to be on them to deliver, because there is still pressure on them. I know I still don't think there's not as much pressure as there is on Manchester United, but there is still a lot of pressure on Spurs, because this has been their worst domestic season, possibly in the entire Premier League era, and they need to deliver a trophy to salvage their season. Whereas for United, again, they need this trophy to potentially salvage their entire existence. So there is a little bit of extra pressure, but there's still pressure on Spurs. And we know that Spurs crumble under the pressure all the time. And we know, and we have proof of it this season, that this team can rise to the occasion. You think about the FA Cup game against Arsenal. We went into that game with everyone expecting us to lose. We managed to draw. Again, we had some reserve players out that day. We managed to get the draw away at the Emirates. We won on penalties. We went to City. Everyone expected us to lose. And we won. We went to Anfield. Everyone was putting us down for another 7-0. And if it wasn't for Maguire skying it, we'd have won at Anfield. We have proven time and time again this season that when it actually matters, this team delivers. We weren't supposed to win against Lyon when we were 4-2 down with 10 men, with 10 minutes left. I go against 10 men, okay, with 10 minutes left. We came back and we won 5-4. We weren't supposed to beat Bilbao in their home ground, ahead of the final being in their home ground. Again, all right, they went down to 10 men, but we were still playing well before that. We were still winning before that. And we delivered, and we beat Bilbao 7-1 on aggregate. Who have Spurs beaten to get here? They beat an okay Frankfurt side that finished miles behind Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, and they beat Bodo Glimt. They have not faced serious opposition in this competition yet. We finished higher than them in the Europa League phase. We're currently higher than them in the Premier League. Okay, that's not much of a statement when we're 16th and they're 17th. And we're only 1 point above them. But we're still 1 point above them. We should beat Tottenham Hotspur in this game. In a one-off game against Spurs in a major final, Manchester United should beat Tottenham Hotspur. Which is why my entirely biased prediction for this fixture is 2-1 to Manchester United, because we have proven that when it matters, we can sit in and grind out a result. And that is what we need to do tonight, and that is what we're going to do tonight. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you after the game, where we'll be celebrating another Manchester United trophy. I'll see you there.